What's up, everybody? It's your girl V. Y'all already know Survive With Me. And today's Michael B. Jordan, depicted as a black samurai. And I just really wanted to walk y'all through, what inspired me to paint him in this light and what it really means to me, and how it motivates me. So this was the portrait of Michael B. Jordan, and I ended up finishing this one before her. So, forgive me on that, but I'm going to just walk y'all through this one. You know what I'm saying? So I started off with the image, and I was like, man, I really want to depict him, in one of his power poses, like something like Statue of David. I want to show off his physique, because he's always sculpting it, right? So it's really a work of art, and I really wanted to capture that in the painting. So I found a photo shoot that was captured, I think it was Esquire magazine or something like that, a couple years ago, back in 2023. And I really love this image because it was like a pairing between masculine and feminine energy. Michael B. Jordan was depicted with a no shirt. He had on like these pleather or leather green pants, and he was holding like the plaster of a woman up against his bosom. And so when I seen the picture, I was like, you know what? I really want to paint that, see if I could channel, the duality of, the warrior spirit, which in Asian culture, you know what I'm saying? The balance of both energies is what makes you such a great warrior. So I started with that image, and it was just him, in the middle with the image as it was in the picture in the magazine. As I started to, kind of sculpt into the color scheme and figure out how I wanted to paint it, I realized that the stature that he was standing in and the colors that I picked, I started off with red because when I think of, power and the energy that he channels, I wanted to basically, show the passion and the power. So I thought of the color red. And then thinking of like color complements, I wanted to give yellow accent. So I knew that very quickly. After I got the yellow in, I was like, man, what really looked nice? Some fucking orange. So it turned into sort of a sunset for me. And I started with the backdrop here after I did the sketch of him. This was the first thing that I painted. And I really wanted to go with these longer abstract strokes because a lot of people were feeling the moonlight painting that I did, which is the picture of a woman that's nude in black and white, and then the background is contrast with blue and yellow. So I was really digging how that was coming out. As I laid down the colors, I realized that I should have a sunset in there. So I put a sun behind his body to kind of illuminate him. When I did that, that's what really took me into this whole samurai mode. Shout out to my boy Kiana. You know what I mean? There's a kid down in Atlanta. All he really focuses on is black samurais. I love his work. He's such an amazing artist. He's really inspiring, and made me think of him. I was like, oh, you know what? Like, that would be really cool. Let me see if I could paint something, that would make Kiana proud. So, he's also, again, a powerful black artist. So just channeling that energy, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going full samurai with this thing. So, going back to the samurai techniques, it's like there's certain things that I did intentionally here. So, I watched a lot of movies growing up, like Japanese movies that were in Chinese, movies that were in Japanese, Into the Dragon with Bruce Lee and things like that. And so for me, I know like some of the styles that come about with, martial arts, being a martial artist myself, and then calligraphy, and, this sort of pop art style that comes with anime, when depicting Asian characters. So I tried to incorporate all of those things in here. Here in the face, you see I went really detailed. I wanted to go after sort of the Black Panther painting that I did of Chadwick many years ago, and I wanted this to really, match that energy. So the face and all of the body is done in oil, because I really wanted to make sure there was depth in the texturing of his skin and his muscles and all of that. I did some of the outline here, some of the touch tones in acrylic because I wanted a gloss contrast. And then of course in here mixed in is acrylic and oil, my coil, original that I do. Last little touch point that I'll touch on for here. I've been playing with signatures on my paintings a lot lately. When I paint in this sort of like, more thoughtful style, I sign it as Ware, which is what I used to sign all my paintings as. And then when I have like sort of a political message, I use the tagline V, which is what I go by. So this one is signed with Ware. And one thing I did unique for this, that's an homage to the Asian culture, is I actually put my fingerprint on here in red ink. And there's one here, and there's one here at the bottom of the canvas. So yeah, whoever collects this, you know what I'm saying, you're getting a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. So when I put Michael B up, you know, he always has a fade, and I was just thinking to myself, like, how can I make this picture more unique? So one way that I wanted to provide the balance between the composition as well as balance between him and, you know, a fictional character, I just was like, let me give him some hair. Let me see what he looks like with that fro. And I'm really glad that I did that because I think it really brings it all together. So yeah, just added the fro in, gave it some depth, gave it some color, and I'm really happy with where it went. So yeah, y'all let me know what you think, man. This is my, you know, my beauty right here. Gotta name him. You know, let me know if y'all have any names in mind. There's multiple layers of acrylic, oil, watercolor, and spray paint. That's it for today, y'all. Peace and love.